Are you looking for tips on how to score better in your exams? Maybe in your board exams, class 12 exams, CBSE exams, anything. If you are, then you are in the right place because today I will be telling you 5 tips on how to score better in your exams. And if you're new to my channel, then hey, my name is Smaraki. And if you've come back to see me, then hi, it's good to see you again and thank you for dropping by. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet, then please do subscribe. Also hit the notification bell you'll see right next to the subscription button. Well, 5 tips on how to score better in your exams. Coming right up. I've been a teacher for 5 years now. I teach psychology and 5 years in teaching is not all that long. So I asked my friends, my colleagues, and they were very nice to me and they had to be. And then they pitched in a few points. So I compiled all of them together and I've come up with these 5 tips which will help you score better in your board exams. Tip number 1, make your answer sheet as examiner friendly as possible. Examiner will give you the marks, so just make it as examiner friendly as possible. Write in good handwriting, etc., that kind of stuff. One important thing on how to make your answer sheet examiner friendly is underline or highlight every keyword that you think is important. Then what will happen is the examiner's eyes will automatically focus, zoom in onto whatever you think is the most important point or keyword in your answer, and so the examiner won't have to spend time and energy looking for the most important points. You already serve it to the examiner. That will get you brownie points. The second thing that you can do to make your answer sheet more examiner friendly is to use points. Write your answers in points. Make sure you give what is the most important, summarize, right to the point. And personally I prefer Roman numbers as point numbers instead of just bullet points. Don't just make dots or even more than alphabets. I myself prefer some kind of Roman numbers which will instantly tell me how many points my students have written instead of me having to count them. So not that my marks depend absolutely on the number of points, but then it does give me some kind of an idea of how much my student has written. The third tip on how to get good marks in your exams is quality. Now you cannot compromise on quality. So when you're especially writing long answers, try to introduce the theme with a definition and always mention the name of the psychologist who has given the concept or the theory or whatever it is that you are writing about. And if possible, if you remember, then write the date as well. Not that your marks get cut if you don't write the date, but then if you do write the date, it gives you a little bit more weight. So your answers with names, dates, keywords, they become much more substantial. Third tip on how to score better marks is quantity. Stick to the word limit. When you start reading your instructions, you get the initial 15 minutes to read your instructions. Use that time to read your instructions. So in those instructions, you will read how many words you should write for your answers. So if it is a 2 marker, then on one page, you should write 3 2 markers. If it is a 3 marker, then on one page, you should be able to write 3 2 markers. For 4 markers, 1 full page. And if it is 6 marker, then you should be able to use 2 sides or 2 pages for your answers. Now this depends on your handwriting, your style, your size of handwriting, the kind of pen that you're using as well. But then more or less that is what the average page size would visually look like. So try to control and write the most important points, and you can leave 2 lines after each answer, and later if you want to or if you have the time, then you can go back and give an extra example or in conclusion or something else, but then try to stick to the word limit. The fourth point is, this might take a little bit extra time, but then you need to practice. Okay, so the fourth one is use flowcharts or graphic organization. You don't get marks only for making a flowchart or only for giving a graphic representation, but then the flowchart itself gives you a blueprint. So you write better answers and you stick to your time limit as well. And at the same time, it also tells your examiner that you know what you are doing and that you already have some kind of a summary right at the beginning before writing your answers. It will always help you and help you score better. The fifth point, and this is the most important point, recognize your competition. And who is your competition? It is you. It is you. So compete with yourself. Give your 100%. My school principal, Mrs. John, she would always tell us, never give yourself a chance to say, I wish I had done this. I wish I had studied a little bit more. I wish I had given a little more time. Don't give yourself a chance to say, I wish. So just give in your 100%, compete with yourself. You know your strengths, your weaknesses, play with them and work on them. And that's it. Well, that's it for today. And I hope you liked the tips and I hope these tips are useful for you. If you have better tips or just any tips that work for you, tell me in the comments below. Tell me what works for you. Let's share with each other. Before I wind up, I just want to say a quick thank you to a few people in no particular order. So thank you, Mrs. Sudeshna Nath. She's PGT Psychology, DPS Vasundhara. And thank you, Anshita, as well. She is the PGT Psychology in Tagore International in East Kailash. And my friends Meeta Singh, Anjana Acharya and Arpita Malhotra. Well, 5 years of my teaching experience has been amazing because of these three crazy people in my life. So well, thank you and I hope you liked it. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, if you think this is useful for you, and remember to tell me in the comments what works best for you so that I can also share it with other students of mine. Well, and that's it for today, and thank you for watching. I'm sending you truckloads of love. And be specific and to the point. Instead of writing too many points similar to each other instead of writing